Perdue has come to us and asked us to sell their Needwood Road facility, which is a 10 silo, 2.5 acre project on Needwood Road at the Rails to Trails. And that is that's a test project for them. We've looked at it and said, all right, the way to sell, if we tear down the silos and create a flat field for residential development, this is not, then it's just land value, and they've had to absorb demolition costs along the way. Alternatively, if we can create mini houses, is the way we started the conversation, the opportunity would be to use some of the infrastructure and get some contributing value from the infrastructure and from the shield from the exterior, which is what will be left of the silos. It will truly be one of the coolest projects on the Eastern Seaboard, first of all, but it's also for Perdue and others who have these facilities all over the country. Perdue is selling it because farmers have stopped coming to it, right? So if you can't get your big 18-wheelers through the side streets of Easton, then what do you do with this plant? And so this is the solution.
So I was familiar with the silos, but I had not really seen the Needwood Avenue property before. I knew there were silos around town, but I remember when Bob had contacted me, and I don't know if you remember, but I immediately got excited. I'm like, Bob, this is a big deal. You have this 40-foot diameter silo that is restrictive, and it's also designed to hold grain. And so what do you do with that? And basically we took that structure, and I called up a couple engineers and contacted one of the biggest engineers in the United States about the silos. And I mentioned this idea and said, look, the key to this is using the silo as framing the view and using it as an independent structure, but using the foundation to support these CLT units, that there's numerous configurations. So each silo can be different configurations of condos or apartments or whatever you like. And we came up with 4 to 5 different layouts to show it works, and get the engineering to say it works, and then to demonstrate not only is this a true luxurious experience, but it's also affordable, it's also sustainable, and it also cultivates culture in the community. It's keeping what's there, it's keeping the history. It's so much to take in because there's so much to it. It's probably a little overwhelming, but it's also just showing the experience and the atmosphere of it, which is really exciting. Yeah. It's simple too, and it's expressing the essential elements and making them beautiful. The cool thing to me too is that it's one of the highest points in Easton. So you look at these upper units and you have a view over the town of Easton, which is pretty cool too.
Now I'd venture to say that what Mitch has done has added 25%, maybe 50% more value, just by virtue of the fact that we now we've got an architectural risk removed. We have the civil engineering risk removed. We have the structural engineering risk removed. We have entitlement risk partially removed. It's still to be vetted by the town, but all outward indications are that we've removed some of those risks. So the next thing we do, reach out to the market to find out how many folks are interested in being tenants, or again, condominium owners, or live-work, 2-story townhouse kind of owners, or penthouse, or single-family resident, or Mitch mentioned the mixed-use component in one of the silos. So what does the market want, and what kind of price or value do they place on that? And what we'll conclude with is kind of this, not fully entitled again, but we'll have demonstrated support for this project. We'll have all the kind of the structural and architectural elements settled by and large, and we'll hand it to a developer. I mean, the objective is still to sell it, right? And so we'll hand it to a developer with all this kind of turnkey in place. So Perdue wins, the town for sure wins, the residents, it's just, so I mean, that's the business side. And so it's about removing risk as much as it is about proving the concept, but they go hand in hand.